What's up, YouTube? My name is Vic. Welcome aboard to my channel, Navy Vet Reacts, where we react to videos pertaining to the U.S. Navy and other navies around the world. This is going to be part 3. I'm probably going to conclude the series on the Navy boot camp reaction video. I just want to get through that series and move on to more other content. So if you've been following, sit back, relax. Let's enjoy the show. I'm going to jump right into this one.
Basic training doesn't get better, you get better. I think that's definitely true.
When we first picked the division up, we can barely get them to stand still and just left or right face. But now coming to week 4 training, they've been marching everywhere, every single day together since the first day we got them.
That's so true. Like when you first start training, you guys are going to be a mess, just a complete soup sandwich. And then just one day out of nowhere, it's all going to click. You guys are all going to be in unison. You guys are all going to be executing the facing moves properly. It's just that's how it is. It's weird, but when it happens, you know, like, oh shit, we finally got this. We're finally a division, you know.
Now I'm marching every day.
Now I'm marching every day.
Hey.
Yeah, our progression, it's been really cool seeing it and just looking back on our P-Day days and the first day that we tried to start marching and how horrible it looked. And it's kind of like the progression just happened right before our eyes.
The transition is night and day.
Every time cadence come on, I'm always in the back screaming, and you can hear my voice all the way in the front.
The U.S. Navy is the best.
The U.S. Navy is the best.
The division.
The recruits you see with the vest on, those are called road guards. Depending on where we were marching, there would either be 2 or 4, and there was always at least 2 road guards. And what the road guards would do, they would run. They would always be in the back of the division in formation. Didn't matter where your normal place in formation was. When you were on road guard duty, you were at the rear. Whenever the RPOC or the AROC, I don't remember who called it, but whenever they would call for the road guards, you had to sprint to the front and get in the intersection and stand out there like this, like stop in the name of love, to block traffic while the division marched across. And that's why you see them with the vest on.
Has come a long way physically, but they still have a long way to go. Here at Recruit Training Command, we have physical fitness training 6 days a week. So about 3 days a week, we do some in-house physical fitness activities, which are a lot of push-ups, jumping jacks, running planks, different exercises that we can do right here in a small space to get the recruits in better shape. And then 4 days a week, we go over to Freedom Hall, where they get to run. So it's all a building block to get them up to the standard that the Navy wants them to be at prior to leaving Recruit Training Command.
Yeah, I've seen my waistline go down, which is awesome. Fitness is going well. You know, it also helps that we've been put on our faces every day. So I try to think about that when we have to do our little flow kicks and 10 count core builders. So it has certainly improved PZ for sure.
Down. Up.
From my perspective, I do think we are good friends, Chief.
In a professional standpoint, yes, Chief.
Professional. Explain to me what professionalism is when you're going out of your way to talk to each other. You're talking to each other in inappropriate places. You're talking to each other when you should not be. So you tell me about professionalism.
Every single day.
You better fix your military bearing right now.
I'm sorry,
If I
Chief.
didn't work-
Shut up!
All right, Chief.
Here's the point. Conversations shouldn't be had. Good friends. Not in my boot camp. Everything that you guys are doing is against good order and discipline. I'm going to ensure.
Earlier I mentioned beatdowns. That's what they're getting right now. They're getting a beatdown. They were acting out of line, and the RDC has to, he has to reinstall discipline. So that's what they're getting. They're getting beatdowns.
Whatever relationship you're trying to have here in boot camp, whether it's just good friends, social buddies, or whatever you word it, I'm going to make sure that it doesn't happen here. Do the workout correctly.
Do it for me!
Get off the deck!
Okay. Belay my last, Chief.
1, 2, 3.
One.
1, 2, 3.
Two.
1, 2, 3.
So the Marlin spike, it's cool that they still have that. I heard they got rid of it. My whole division died at the Marlin spike. We failed to get the boat underway. It was hilarious. You know, looking back on it now, it's hilarious. That day, it wasn't hilarious. We paid a dear price for that.
Go, hurry up! 229. Are you ready? And 3, up to the ship. 1, 2, 3. That's you.
Marlin Spike is a huge team evolution.
Get up here! Move, move, move!
So if a division feels that they operate as a team, they get the Marlin Spike and they find out exactly what real teamwork is.
All right, now you're gonna put 4 figure 8s.
Learning how to tie a knot and cast off the line and actually tie down the ship, I felt like was a lot more practical.
Everybody has to be able to get the ship underway. And so when it comes down to line handling, when it comes down to that Marlin Spike evolution, they got to work together. Life before Marlin Spike and life after Marlin Spike was night and day.
Go, we got this, let's go! Slam it, slam it!
So that was really hard, but I felt like it forced us to work together.
Yeah, Marlin Spike, it's, you guys aren't going to know what the hell you're doing, right? The task was to get the ship on the way before a storm came. I don't know if that's still the same task that they use to this day, but that was the task when I went through. We didn't know what the hell we were doing, but the focus wasn't so much on can we get the ship on the way. It was more of can we work as a unit. And we failed to work as a unit, and that's why, you know, they stopped the evolution and they just said you're all dead. And when we got back to the barracks that day, oh, Jesus Christ, man, did we pay for that?
You all have been outstanding. I am you too, Murphy. Any questions, ask me. I'll see you out there in the week.
Every single sailor is a firefighter. Damage control training.
That is 100% accurate. This is just basic firefighting when you go, when you're in basic. When you get out to the fleet, some of you, when you get to your ships, you're going to be assigned to repair lockers for your GQ station. And you're going to drill, and drill. I could tell you from my own personal experience as a person who fought 2 fires on a ship, it's scary shit, all right? The training is great and it prepares you for it, but it doesn't prepare you for the real thing. I mean, it does, but what I mean by that is when you actually see the real thing, it's scary as hell. And I fought 2 fires on a boat, none crazy like the recent one in San Diego, but, you know, small fires on the ship where, listen, these things, if it gets out of control, there's nobody to call for help. You are the help. So if there's any place in basic where you need to pay attention, it is a firefighting school, because that shit will save your life. It could literally save your life.
It is extremely important. Everybody has to know it. If they don't have the proper training, then you lose the ship. And that's one of the damage control team commandments. You do not give up the ship.
You don't really think about all the things that can happen while you're in the middle of the ocean. You know, your ship going down or being attacked, and then really all you have is each other and the skills that you learn.
Yes, I am. I'm really confident if something was wrong. You know, for example, with the conference chamber.
This will be the best work day of boot camp. Booyah!
Booyah!
I want everybody to repeat after me. Embrace the suck.
Embrace the suck!
Let's go. Step it out.
So it looks like they're in a different building. When I went through basic, the gas chamber was, first of all, it's not even gas. It's a pill. When I went through, it was a room, like a little room in a building. It's somewhere in RTC. I don't remember where it was located. But when you got in that room, you issued your gas mask and stuff before you get in there. But when you got in that room, your nose starts to tingle. And it probably was the same for these guys. In that room, It's just a little wooden table, like a raggedy ass, barely hold together wooden table with a hot plate on it. And the guy with the red coveralls, he's those are the guys that are the instructors for that. Like they do the damage control and all those other parts of training. He came in with a pill, and he put that pill on that hot plate, and him and the RDC promptly left the room. And they'll give you instructions. Once it starts to burn out and the gas is spread through the room, you're gonna have to pull your mask out. And if I remember, you went row by row, and you had to say your service number, your division, and your rank or whatever it was. And don't be the person that screws up, because you're just holding everybody up. You're not going to be liked. We had one guy in my company that I remember. He just sat there the whole time. Like when his line went up, he pulled his gas mask off, and this guy was just completely unaffected by it. So, it's a crazy thing to see, but that happens. Not everybody's affected by it. But that was a pretty fun day. Looking back on it now, it sucked when you went through it though.
Go, step it out. Step it out. Move, let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You would think, okay, so is this mask really gonna cover me and keep me alive? It's called confidence chamber for a reason. It gives you the confidence on the equipment of the Navy.
It wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it was gonna be. I think on a scale of 1 to 10, I would have gave it like a 5.
It burns.
Oh, it
right
still
here.
burns.
Like right under my nose. It burns. But I think we sized it a little bit more than we needed to.
Man, I just cried a lot. My eyes were watering. They're still watering. I really didn't call for it. Like, it wasn't that bad as I said it was.
You know what? Y'all got confidence in that gear? That's what I'm talking about. Y'all see this? That means it's a good day. Good day to be in the Navy. Booyah, Navy!
I do believe that they're doing a lot better job getting these recruits a basic knowledge of what they're going to be expected to do once they get out to the fleet.
You feel the weight of that? Just imagine 150 feet inside shooting up the end of this knob, and you don't have control.
So I know when I came to boot camp 9 years ago, we had a 3 or 4 day course on firefighting and then 2 days on line handling. And now the recruits are getting it every single week once they hit week 4 until the week they graduate. And I think that will help prepare sailors for the fleet a lot better.
Yeah, it's like I said earlier, when you get out to the fleet, drills. You'll constantly be drilling. Firefighting, damage control, it is constantly done. At sea or in port, it doesn't matter. Damage control is something that is not taken lightly.
We'll order water on deck.
One of the primary things that we all do as instructors is we give these recruits the experience, the real life experience of, first of all, handling this weapon in an environment that's close to reality. It's not.
See, now that's cool. When I went through, there was no live fire range at RTC. They had it was like a glorified laser tag. We had M9s and we had M16s, but they were modified with like some kind of laser shooter thingy, whatever the hell it was. And that's what we qualified on. I didn't have no actual weapon until I got to my first ship, which was the USS Carl Vinson.
Quiet, it's not passive. It's going to take enthusiasm to survive in an environment like this. So that's pretty much what we do. Get a good aggressive stance. Point it at your target like you mean it. Verify the weapon's clear and safe.
I didn't miss my target, which was great. So I think I did all right.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed shooting weapons.
Hey, 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 whoa, whoa, mama, mama, can't you see? Mama, mama, can't you see? What the Navy's done to me? What the Navy's done to me?
Since the P days to now, they're completely different recruits.
Every time we walk past Pearl Harbor, which is where P-Days was, we kind of see through the window the people in their PT and their sweatsuits, and we're like, man, that was us only a few weeks ago. And that was us looking out the window at some of our senior divs, and we were like, man, I wish I was there, and they're marching and they have on their uniforms and their flags, and that's so cool, and we just got here 3 days ago.
They understand that they have to work together as a team. They understand that no one can make it through boot camp completely by themselves. That's the biggest thing, and the thing that makes you the most proud as an RDC is when you see them work together as a team, understand each other's weaknesses, and really just come together.
I can't hear you. That's what I'm talking about. Y'all take that same thing into the ship.
You will now have 2 minutes to complete as many proper push-ups as you can. Are you ready? Ready up? Begin.
I feel great. I really do. Like, all the hard work paid off.
It's a huge weight off my shoulders. I'm coming from battle stations, that's for sure. Battle stations about to get the best of me right now.
Take all of that, work together as a team, execute the mission.
Battle stations is the ultimate team test. That is, I don't want to call it the Crucible, because let's be real, the Marine Corps Crucible is light years ahead of battle stations. I don't know how battle stations is run today. When I did battle stations, it was an evolution. It started at night. It was an all night long thing, and we ran to each evolution. Each evolution was spread out throughout the base, and we ran in formation to each one. And you better not stop, because if you stop running at any point, you got a hit. The way they did it was you get 3 strikes, and you know, you would get a strike for like safety things or whatever. If they caught you, if you stopped running, you were gonna get a strike. Anything you did wrong on any evolution and stuff like that. Yeah, but I remember specifically we ran to every single evolution around the base, and there was this one track. It was on the other side, like the way RTC was. There's 2 sides, and there's like an underpass connecting the 2 sides of the base. That there's a road that goes over it, and on the other side of the base, where the main building is, where you arrive, in that part of the base there was a track. And I remember between evolutions, I don't remember which one it was. It may have been the confidence course, if they even still have a confidence course there. But before we got to that evolution part, we ran on that track. We did like 20 laps around that track before they actually got us to the course.
And the next time I see you, you'll be sailors. Hoo-yah Navy.
Battle stations is a crucible event. They go in as recruits and they come out sailors.
The most nerve-wracking part about going into battle stations was knowing that if we don't pass battle stations, there is no way that you will graduate.
Hoo-yah, battle station! Hoo-yah, battle station! Hoo-yah, future sailor! Hoo-yah, future sailor!
Okay, so yeah, you see it's held on a replica destroyer. Totally different from when I went through. Maybe not as hard as when I went through. I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. But yeah, it's everything that you learn in training, it culminates here. This is where it all comes together. So this is why I say pay attention, because everything has a purpose, and the purpose is to get you out of basic training and past battle stations.
Division! All we do, 1, 2.
And we get to battle stations around 8 o'clock at night.
All right, y'all are motivated. That's great. You need to maintain that motivation all throughout the night. You're tired now? This is gonna be nothing at 04, 05, 06.
Chief, Division 229, man, the right battle station, Chief.
That's another thing. Your RDCs are not there with you. Your RDCs, they only take you to the beginning of battle stations. You will not see your RDCs again until battle stations is over. It's done by completely set of instructors at basic.
So battle stations is the...
I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty impressive the way they did that now. It might even be better than when I did mine. The closest we got to a boat was there was a Marlinspike Evolution when I went through battle stations. But this is cool because you're in the Navy. Everything you're gonna be doing is on a boat for the most part. Depending what path you take, depends where you find yourself in certain scenarios. But I think that's pretty cool.
Final test before you can graduate boot camp. It is all night long, and it's basically all of the classes that you've had and all the training that you've had since you came to boot camp, just all crammed into one.
We try to keep everybody in line, try to keep everybody awake, try to keep everybody as less stressed as possible.
Those P-ways on that boat look wide. I'm telling you right now, P-ways on ships, they are not that wide. They're a little more narrow than that. And I served on an aircraft carrier, and even we had some narrow-ass P-ways. So maybe they did that on purpose.
And I think we did a good job. Just not much that I can say about battle station. It's just that it's very tiring. It's very stressful.
You got to rely on your shipmates next to you to make sure that you all got through it efficiently. It made me kind of think about my job and my role as far as the Navy goes. It really made me appreciate how important it is for every single member on that ship to know exactly what to do and where to go and how to get things done efficiently. That way you're not just looking for that one firefighter, that one DC man to come and save the day, so to say. So I really appreciated that part and that aspect of my training because everybody needs to know that.
Where's the other side? Hurry up!
One day left. Everybody is just really excited that we get to graduate tomorrow.
I need you to be done, all right?
And get to see our family and everything is done pretty much. That's the main thing. We're happy to be done with this. And I'm happy for all you guys are done with and everybody who finishes together.
That's dope. The zero failures for battle stations, that's a big deal. We had, I think, 2. And they eventually did pass because you don't just get kicked out. You get a chance to redo it. You'll just be redoing it with another division that hasn't ran battle stations yet.
Oh, yeah.
You'll hear people say boot camp is a filter, not a pump. We're supposed to evaluate these people and decide whether they're sailors or not. But I will refuse to lower the standard to help someone achieve the goal that, in my opinion, is one of the greatest things you can do, and that's become a sailor. So all the recruits that do make it through my division.
All right, I'm gonna tell you right now, I cried like a fucking baby when I got that Navy ball cap. Almost every single guy in my division cried. And I say guy because even when I went through basic training was integrated, my division and my sister division, we were not integrated divisions. We were all male. But we had the rest of the divisions in our grad group were integrated. So that's why I say guys. You're gonna cry like a baby. That for most of us was the first time in our lives that we overcame some kind of adversity, and the reality of it overwhelms you. It overwhelms you with emotion. I know it did for me. I was, it was the proudest I have ever been of myself up to that point in my life. It was the first big thing I accomplished. up to that point in my life. And for a lot of you guys coming out of high school, it's going to be the same thing. And you're going to be overcome with emotion. You're going to cry.
I'll be proud of and feel like I'm really helping out the fleet.
Well, for the capping ceremony, I got the chills, got the goosebumps, and
also, the whole attitude changes after that too. Your RDCs treat you as equals. I don't want to say equals. They're still instructors. You're still, you're not recruits at that point, but you're still students, let's say. But the yelling stops, the bickering and all that stuff. You're still going to be expected to maintain a standard and discipline and all that. That's not going to change. But the yelling and the cursing and all that, it kind of stops. You're treated as a shipmate and not as a recruit. Also, the best part of battle stations when you over was the meal afterwards. I don't know if they still do it, but we went to the big defect, or I'm sorry, the big galley that was on the base, and it was like the battle stations divisions. It was an early morning thing, and there was so much food there. You didn't have to wait in line. I mean, yeah, you had to wait in line for it, but there was like no restrictions. Like you could just serve yourself anything you wanted, man. I must have ate so many pancakes and chicken strips. I fucking pigged out. But that was the best part. Aside from the actual accomplishment itself, one thing that a lot of us had in our mind after that was the meal, because you know about the meal ahead of time before you ran battle stations. So you're thinking about getting that ball cap, the Navy ball cap, and you're also thinking about that meal.
I kind of tear up a little bit. I'm not even gonna lie. It's emotional, you know. It's been a long 8 weeks. All the things that we've been through.
It was kind of emotional. It was nice finally being able to shake my RDC's hands and shake my fellow shipmates' hands and trade in that recruit ball cap and finally get that ball cap that's been sitting in my rack since the day we got here. So it feels like a sense of accomplishment. Just that whole ceremony and switching over. It feels great. I thought coming into the Navy as someone who had already finished college and been on my own and worked on my own job that this experience wouldn't change me as much as it has. But I can see the difference in it. I can see the difference the way I talk to people.
So these guys are like a grad and gold division. My division was slightly different. We finished battle stations, but we didn't actually graduate to like the next week. And then we shipped away to our A schools, a few days after that. It's different for everyone. I'm going to end this here because they completed basic. There's really no point in going further into the video. But I just want to add that for those of you who are watching this content and thinking about going into the Navy, or you're getting ready to ship out, I will tell you this, that it's going to be hard to do it while you're there, but enjoy your basic training experience. And the reason I say that is because basic training and A school are going to be the easiest times you have in the Navy. There's not going to be much really expected from you there. You're just going to be expected to meet the requirements and pass and move on to the next. Same thing in A school. You're just going to be expected to meet the requirements, pass, and get out to the fleet. When you get to the fleet, that's when the actual challenge begins. This is going to be your easiest time in the Navy. I promise you that. Because when you get to the fleet, a lot more is going to be expected of you. You're going to have to get your qualifications. You're going to have to get damage control, 3M, medical. And those are just shipboard qualifications. And there's so many to name that I just can't name them off the top of my head. But those are just ship qualifications. And then depending on what you do, there's going to be department and division qualifications also that go along with your rate. So you're going to be in a constant state of training and moving on and learning and things like that. You're going to be busy. Your plate's going to be full almost immediately when you get out to the fleet. So enjoy your boot camp experience. Enjoy your A school experience. Make the most of it. Go in with a good attitude, and you should be fine. I'm gonna close this one, ladies and gents. If you stuck around to this point, I hope you hit the like button, subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you know every time I put new videos up. I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Thank you for watching.